How deep or how strong is your foundation? Yes, it's Thursday. It's another thankful Thursday. Health, strength, and your ability to create wealth. What are you thankful for? This Thursday, I'm thankful for foundation. Yes, the base of something. When we look at the various different structures, we'll start to see in the planning phases, one of the things that had to be analyzed was what type of base would this structure hold? What is it going to sit on? And 9 times out of 10, the taller the building, the deeper the foundation. Why? Because that base is responsible for carrying the weight on which that structure holds. It's no different when it comes to your life, your foundation, your principles, your morals. What are those things based on? When we look at a coconut tree, we can see, and we look at other trees, we can see how deep their roots run. Because when we look at it and we analyze the depth of their roots and the length of their roots compared to how tall they grow, they have to be able, similar to a building, to be able to take on the storms, the winds, whatever's thrown at it, so they can still stand strong. Your foundation is that important. A lot of people try to erode and they try to skirt around the various different things that build a person, that character, the things, the traditions, the things that they were taught to. They have to realize that those are the things that make the decisions that they create for their life, the plans and the strategies. And at some point, you're going to have to start questioning the things that you were taught and start making decisions for yourself. Because if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, the thought and the decision is really not yours. You're just carrying out the motion as to what you were taught. The foundation that you build for yourself is valuable. And you have to realize that similar to a house, the weight is going to be put on that foundation. And in your life, here's what I mean. As you reach crossroads and challenges, and even like how you celebrate, it all determines with actually how you were raised, the foundations, the things that make up those things. When we look at the organizations and things that start out, there was a core set of people that was there putting down the blocks, putting down the time, putting down the principles, putting down the objectives, and they became the foundation. They became the forerunners. They became the forebearers of that organization. And they put those principles in place and you build on it. There's some organizations that are 300 years old. Some are 150 years old. And some are just 30 years old. But guess what? When you go back to the foundation, there was something, some guiding posts, some principles, some objectives that guided them along their way. Even when they made some milestones and they celebrated, those objectives told them how to go about doing it. Remember the people that are in need. Remember the people around you. Remember the people that made it happen when there was no crowds, when there was nobody around cheering. That core set of people laid that foundation. And in your life, don't forget those people. Whether it comes to your finances, whether it comes to your relationships, whether it comes to your partner who was there in the background telling you to continue to study so you can get the promotion on your job. Whether it was your kids cheering you on so you can go and chase your dreams. That foundation is very critical. Don't neglect it. Because when the storms come, it's going to be that foundation that anchors you and keep you in place. A lot of times, we neglect that. And we start to realize that organizations and families and relationships, they get strained and they lose their way because they forget the foundation as to what they were built on. Don't fall into that trap and realize that you have an opportunity to even sometimes strengthen the foundation as to what you're sitting on. Yes, it's another thankful Thursday. Health, strength, and your ability to create wealth. Remember to respect, value, and continue to build on the foundation that was given to you.